12 years ago, a vision was born, sparked by the shared enthusiasm of researchers and educators from across the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, the United States, and Thailand. That vision became the Asia-Pacific Consortium of Researchers and Educators, APCOR, now a thriving international network of over 6,000 educators and research professionals. Grounded in the ideals of UNESCO's World Declaration on Higher Education, APCOR believes that knowledge creation, research, and community service are essential pillars of global development. From science and technology to the social sciences, humanities, and the creative fields, APCOR supports research that speaks to the needs of a changing world. Since its founding in 2013, APCOR has organized and co-hosted major academic gatherings across the Asia-Pacific, from Manila to Pattaya, Guam, Bandung, and Chonburi. Each event is thoughtfully designed not just for academic excellence, but for cultural immersion, networking, and inclusive participation. APCOR opens doors for both emerging and senior scholars, creating platforms to share findings, engage stakeholders, and influence policies and practice. Through international forums, webinars, and training programs, APCOR continues to bridge theory and practice, promoting a collaborative spirit that crosses disciplines and borders. As APCOR grows, so does its mission to empower scholars, inspire critical inquiry, and shape a more sustainable and inclusive Asia-Pacific. Join us. Be part of a community where collaboration, culture, and knowledge come together to transform lives. This is the Asia-Pacific Consortium of Researchers and Educators. Across Asia, a new wave of scholars, educators, and researchers is rising, united by a shared vision of a sustainable future. The Asian Graduate Studies Summit, or AGRAS, is one of APCOR's flagship initiatives, an academic event that began in 2024 to promote rigorous interdisciplinary exchange in graduate research. This year, AGRAS journeys to the vibrant city of Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, in partnership with Ho Chi Minh University of Technology and Education. With the theme, Bridging Knowledge to Action, this year's summit spotlights the power of graduate education to lead transformative change across the region. AGRAS offers more than a platform for academic discourse. It is a catalyst for action where research meets reality and ideas grow into impact. Anchored on the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, the summit empowers participants to co-create solutions to the myriad of challenges that beset the world today. Through insightful presentations, immersive discussions, and cross-cultural exchange, the summit aspires to confront socio-political, economic, and ecological challenges, not in isolation, but through collective action and shared vision. Let us build bridges of knowledge, inspire transformative research, and advance the mission of graduate education as a potent force for sustainable change. This is AGRAS 2025. And together, let us turn knowledge into action.
Amazing morning, everyone! Good morning! Again, good morning! All right, and welcome to the third and final day. Aw, can you please say, aw, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, yes, the third and final day of the Asian Graduate Studies Summit or AGRAS 2025. And we've had two incredibly full days. And yes, they've been busy, but they've been just as meaningful as they were packed. Right, Miss Sue? Right.
Right. Right.
Yes, okay.
Okay. And between the keynote addresses, the roundtable discussions, the research boot camps, and also the paper presentations, look at how much we have learned and shared together. And somehow, you still have the energy to show up this early today. And that's a good thing, right? And because we still have so much more in store for us for today's program, the last day of ACRAS 2025.
Exactly, the last day. And before we move on to the very core of this program, let's just have a short icebreaker. Would you like that, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, this is what we call the power of three. The power of what? The power of three, because we will do three things today. All right, first things first. I want you to please stand up. Come on, stand up, everyone. Yeah, so that's the first thing. Stand up. Let's get out of those seats and stretch a little. Come on, stretch, stretch, stretch. Everyone stretch. Okay, very good. Very good, students. Okay, the second one would be shake your arms. Okay, everybody shake your arms. Forward. Everyone, come on. Yes, that's it. The more energetic, the better. Come on, sidewards. Upward. And then circular motion. Wow. Okay. And then the third and the very main part of this activity is I want you to look around and find three. How many? Three. Three people in the room. And what's your mission? Your mission is to appreciate something about each of them. Okay, so it can be their outfit, their smile, their vibe or energy they're giving, or just the way they walk into the room with good energy. For example, Miss Sue, you look really confident today. I love that. Okay. Microphone. All right, come on. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, begin. 3 people. But if you want 5 people, then that would be great. All right. So, Miss Sue, what can you say?
You look so sporty today, you know?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I know that you want to dance today.
Exactly, because there are a lot of things in store for us today and we have to move a lot. That's why, our outfit really...
So my outfit is not a fit today?
No, it's it's perfect. Actually.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, after giving the compliments, can you please give a high five to those people that you have appreciated? Come on. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. High five. All right. So a round of applause, everyone. You may now take your seats. Woo, wow.
Thank you.
Such an amazing way to start the day. Okay. Everybody's sweating. All right. So, and of course, it's good to start this day with appreciation. You may now take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. So, as we continue with even more thought-provoking sessions today, let us first take a quick look back, okay, at what happened yesterday, Miss Sue. So, to give us a brief recap of day 2, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome one of the members of APCOR Management Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a round of applause to Assistant Professor Sherry Tebre.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone!
Good morning!
At magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. The second day of ACRAS 2025 opened with a quiet focus and filled with intellectual energy. As participants gathered once more at Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education, ready to dive into deeper waters of discourse, collaboration, and reflection. The day began with a recap by Associate Professor Veranut Nizapatorn of Walailak University, Thailand, who skillfully tied together the threads of day one. The significance of transforming research into action, the gravity of institutional partnerships, and the flourishing curiosity seen across panels and booth camps. Shortly after, Dr. Zi Jianjian, Assistant Director of UNESCO enrolled in Beijing, delivered the morning keynote address, framing Asia not as a passive region shaped by global currents, but as an emerging force ready to define its own future through sustainable and localized research. With insights drawn from rural education to graduate engagement, Dr. Shi emphasized that knowledge, when rooted in the community, creates an enduring impact. Following a brief intermission, the summit launched the roundtable discussion 2, centered on the pressing question, the future scenario in the graduate education in the Asia-Pacific, bleak or bright? Moderated by Assistant Professor Dr. Sofacinti Wasak of Borapa University, the session featured a wide-ranging dialogue. Dr. Dexter Sugilion from the Philippines highlighted the role of flexible learning and mental wellness in post-pandemic education. Dr. Natalia Nefedova of MIPT showcased her institution and how their programs promote research and digital ecosystems. Dr. Arnolfo Mascarenhas was able to outline the futures of education by employing strategic foresight. His talk was contextualized in his own province of Bicol in the Philippines. Dr. Porcho Shijuan of UCSI University emphasized interdisciplinary convergence in graduate work, while Associate Professor Dr. Vo Viet Quang provided a localized look at how Vietnamese higher education is adjusting curricular frameworks and strategies. Like Dr. Mascarenhas, he also used scenario building and futures thinking in his approach. The entire afternoon was dedicated to what the summit was ultimately built for: research dissemination. With over 100 papers presented across multiple breakout rooms, the afternoon echoed with conversations on gender equity in education, clean energy transitions, artificial intelligence in public health, tourism sustainability, and more, all aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. Day 2 closed with a sense that something essential had begun. Participants didn't talk just about transforming graduate education, they embodied it. Today, with the plenaries, university visits, and the journey continues. But today proved that across borders and disciplines, Asia's graduate scholars are already charting a course toward a more sustainable and equitable future. Thank you, and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Assistant Professor Bepre, for the very clear and thoughtful summary. And now, as we move forward, we will begin a day with a series of plenary sections that highlight the evolving role of higher education in addressing the real-world challenges. And this morning plenary will feature discussions on university-industry linkages, university rankings, and how universities contribute to the sustainable regional development. And ladies and gentlemen, these discussions not only bring together the experts who are not only the scholars but also the groundbreakers in their respective fields. So first of all, to introduce to you our first plenary section, we would like to invite you to watch this video.
For our first plenary session, titled Strengthening University Industry Linkages for Research and Innovation, here is the Center Director of Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization or CMEO, Regional Center for Technical Education Development in Cambodia, Dr. Songyang Ai.
Please welcome on stage Dr. Songyang Ai.
Very good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm lucky to be the last keynote speaker to update and revise my PowerPoint. I like the creative idea injecting into my PowerPoint, but maybe not lucky because I saw some of you look exhausted during 3 days, and I try to focus on the item of my agenda for today. You see, according to the agenda time, I will spend 3 hours. Is it possible that I spend 3 hours from 9 to 12? Okay, thank you so much for the time, especially APCO and Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education for the second opportunity after the signing MOU session. During the couple of days, our previous speaker talked a lot about my name. So my name became more and more significant in the region, in the world as well. It's AI. If we talk about AI everywhere, everyone, but we can reflect back how we use AI, integrate into our existing education system for our teacher, for our student benefit, especially provide the productive development of the labor market of each country. As presented by our previous keynote speaker and discussion, particularly Dr. Turon Namdu, he highlighted limited industrial and academia collaboration. They talk a lot about research finding not matching the existing policy of the government, not matching the research agenda of the global perspective. How can we link with this? Lack of political will, funding, technology transfer infrastructure, startup center, and align research to the agenda of each university in particular. Our theme today focuses on bridging knowledge to action. What action that we can work, especially work with industry. University is the knowledge repository, creator, but how we transform to the commercial product, service, or prototype as a startup as well. Today, I have 4 items to share with you. Let me start from number 1. It is the definition of university industry linkage. I can say in short term like UIL, refer to the collaboration and interaction between university and industry or business sector that can work, exchange, and communicate each other. These links aim to foster mutually beneficial relationship in order to drive innovation and research to link with their own mission and vision of the individual organization. As we see, according to empirical study, UIL decreased because of the first one, increased role of government in science and technology, in funding, donating, supporting. Number two, decreased interest among graduates in industrial research career. And the last one, industrial share basic research spending declines steadily. Sometimes because of funding, sometimes because of the economic shock, sometimes because of other like war or something like that. The reason. Let me move to the objective of UIL, focus on promoting technology and knowledge transfer, enhance R&D, align educational program, sharing resources, finally driving economic growth. All your collaboration and partnership in order to come out with the whole path as economic growth. Come up with your product, prototype, especially startup that growing rapidly as part of digital economy in ASEAN that we plan to have $1 trillion for ASEAN by 2030 for digital economy. Let me move to the perception between university and industry. Do you agree with me? Different perception in terms of collaboration and partnership. The first one, university fear of compromising academic freedom if industry move closely and work closely with university. Right? And knowledge and technology, but industry, the perception, they thought that no serious thought of the university that work with them. So different perspective. University generate knowledge, idea, processes that can be applied by industry. So they have to cooperate between theory and practice, transform it commercially into the market. Another perception, whether you agree with me or not, between industry and university. Industry fast to get result, but slow publication, focus on basic research. University slow to get a result, but fast publication, focus on applied research. Why like that? Why I pose two different perceptions for your consideration? Anyone can answer? Anyone can provide argument about this? The first one, university fast to get result. Industry, sorry. Because they need result in order to come out with their commercial product or service. In hand, but slow for publication. Slow releasing the result. Because of what? Because they try to take competitive advantage over their competitor. A lot of competitors that come up with the same or similar product or service, they cannot enter the market earlier. Wait for other product, whether the same, similar. So they take competitive advantage of a competitor, and university slow to get result. They need proofreader, double check again and again to make the paper outstanding. Number one, perfect, very good. But fast publication, because they need credit, academic credit. One publication for Scopus journal, peer review journal, 2 or 3 or 4, 5, in order to get professorship and other purposes. Industry conduct 2/3 of R&D, if we see that. And the remaining 20% is carried out by the university and technically out by the government. That we have research department, research bureau office that work for research. According to the empirical study, before, pharmaceutical industry is one of the most prominent investors in R&D with university. But now, after the pandemic, AI, I told you everywhere, everyone talk about AI. So IT is one of the hottest topic for investing with university, changing after pandemic. If we see the technology trend driving business transformation from now until 2030, you see all the AI skill, digital skill that we have to need, we have to enable and let our students straightforward learn and know that. Like AI and information processing technology come with 86%. If we see the important, let me move to the second item, importance of UIL. Why we need their cooperation closely, mutually each other. The first one, they generate the new knowledge and translate. Industry can translate that knowledge into commercial product, service that can be linked together. Not only just research and research. All of us, or most of us as scholars, that we produce a repository of knowledge. But how can we convert it into commercial? We have to have partnership with industry, then help us enter the market successfully as the symbol product of your country, coming out with industry and university. Universities serve industry in two ways. The first one, provide workforce. So training, graduating, and the second one, furnishing innovative ideas, especially startups. We have a lot of startups, ranking from EdTech, from each country, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia. If we talk about startup, in ASEAN, we have over 4,000 startups. In terms of number, Indonesia is number one. Singapore is number two. Malaysia, number three. Philippines, and something like that. So they focus more, for example, EdTech. Many other tools and apps that we use for supporting students and teacher learning and teaching. FinTech, mobile payment, everywhere now. AgTech, agriculture. Health tech, health system recording. Logistic tech, e-commerce, and other things. All that the tech can serve and support learning, especially our people can serve digitally. If we see the fastest growing job, also IT job. Yeah. According to the World Economic Forum 2025, recently released, the first one, for example, big data specialist, fintech engineer, all these kind of the IT job that you can introduce your students to study and focus on. If we see the skill on the rise from now on, also IT, digital skill as well, AI, big data, network, cybersecurity, we get decreasing use, stable, increasing use. The last one, manual dexterity, endurance, and precision, is the last one that are minus 24. So these skills will obsolete in the future. Let me move to the benefit of university that we have cooperation with industry. Starting from research relevant, research funding, access to industry, especially access to industry expertise, facility. University is the knowledge repository, as I told you, but we need to cooperate with industry in order to access the real world data, practical equipment, facility. Some facility spend much money, invest much money. But for industry, they can invest. For the return investment high, but for industry. They can share resource in terms of equipment, facility together between university and industry. Improve curriculum, quality education, in order to meet industrial. It's an important one. As education provider, we have to provide labor force to the market. Market is industry demand. How we can work and responsive together, come and sit and make curriculums relevant to the market. Commercialization, faculty development, enhance reputation, finally consultation, that university can work as a consultant, as an expert for some project, ODA and other project. Another benefit, if we focus on industry, some other benefit, as we see, the most important benefit is talent acquisition. When you work with students for internship program, apprenticeship program, you can know which one talented graduate that you plan to recruit them, matching to the need of the industry, the skill and expertise that industry needs. The second one is improve product and services. That sometimes industry invests much money but taking higher risk, not successfully to explore, apply research or any empirical finding. So they need to cooperate with university. University have the expert to come out with the apply or empirical study. Yeah. Enhance innovation capacity. Last one is branding. Branding, we can see the patent, copyright. When we come out with the prototype product, share to avoid conflict of interest when the product or service enter the market. Which one that we can share resource or benefit each other. Let me move to number 3. In order to create an innovation-friendly environment between university and industry, we apply triple helix model. It's the popular model. For example, you see, industry as the practical part, work with repository part that government under coordination, facilitation, and number 3 to knowledge repository or knowledge creation of the university to facilitate innovation. 3 parts have to be holistic, work closely hand in hand together. In order to enhance this, the first one, we should have student and employee exchange program for your university. I don't know whether your university have this program or not, but most of the university in Cambodia, we need to do this. Yeah. Because, for example, the IT department of one university should visit the IT company to see the reality, what can be linked, what can fill the gap that university don't have, what the industry don't have, especially share resources, not only equipment, but sometimes expertise, curriculum, other projects that can come out with innovative ideas together. And another thing, in order to engage, I think, as I told you, the previous speaker talked a lot, very difficult to engage and invite private sector, especially technicians, experts from industry, to come to sit with you because they are like cost sensitive. Immediate benefit because the company hire them in order to earn the profit. So how can they spend time with you? Let them, or we can invite them as the adjunct professor, as the technician for the university, provide them any position or ad hoc position, encourage them to work with university, especially for students, as adjunct professor, teaching, advising. So from time to time, they know the important role they can engage gradually with the university activity, especially academic activity. Joint research center, sponsor research agreement, well-defined framework for collaboration and intellectual property management. It is an important point, as I mentioned before. Before coming out with the product, sometimes conflict of interest happening. Oh, this brand, university brand, this industry brand, how can we work together? Clear framework from the beginning until coming out with the prototype, with the startup or the product. Let me go to number 4, is the case study. I raised some points. As I remember, the university that I graduated from, they have collaboration with the industry that work together, invite the incumbent TVET teacher or TVET employee to get trained as CPD, because continuous professional development program at the university every year, because they have the contract and they know each other in terms of sharing resources, expertise, and equipment. For field training, excellent company that accept the student from university for field, for internship, for apprenticeship, some particular period of time, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, according to the program. They provide credit, award, encourage them to work more actively with the university. Yeah, another like Samsung International Skill Competition, that Samsung invests much in university, provide skill training in order for students to be ready to join the world skill competition and other skill competition. And for example, in Korea University, they donate $2 million. How they don't donate? Because they hope that they will return back any benefit, especially the employment, right talented graduate after entering the labor market, working at their company. I have 2 slides, but my slide may be not updated. I at my slide. Sorry for that. In conclusion, I have to conclude. We have 3 main parts to work together. The first one we call university that I mentioned before. University focus on applied research that can work with industry, engage professor, graduate, and school management to support the activity of the school. As I remember, during my graduate study, my university, they provide research grant, at least 2 research grants for professor, advising professor. And I got research grant from them. I learned a lot from expertise, especially the expertise from my professor guiding me, and some monetary benefit, and reinforcing my expertise, my skill of writing research. Coming out from the university, we see the industry. This is the real world data, feedback from the industry to the curriculum of university. Funding, not only focus on funding. Funding not the last solution. Sometimes we need fund, but not start from funding, start from our strong expertise that you can work, collaborate, and show off what you can work with the partner. And another one, entrepreneurship. Some university focus heavily on technical part, entrepreneurship, commercial. And last one, market. Enter the market, like product, prototype, startup, service. Product of the country is a symbol of the country, can drive economic growth. As you see, some product coming out from university in cooperation with industry. And the facilitator is government to support, to facilitate, to make the policy in order for both industry and university move forward in the right direction. Because research agenda, we have to follow the national research agenda, national strategic plan of the country, and link to the global perspective of other countries or the world as well. I would like to take this opportunity to inform you. Because of my slide, I have 2 slides, but maybe updated. We talk a lot about AI, about online, about hybrid. But we should think about the right to education, the right to non-discrimination. AI everywhere. Not only that everywhere can conduct online or hybrid, some vulnerable area, mountainous area, we cannot access to the digital infrastructure, internet and other things. But sometimes if we enable them to do online, how we can see the right to non-discrimination between urban and rural areas. If we don't see this, we see the net rate. Net, I mean they are not in education, employment, or training. The net rate globally increased rapidly, decreasing from high income to upper middle income, lower middle income, and low income. Low income country higher and higher, jump up to over 27%. There might be social exclusion. It's a problem. Yeah, social exclusion. Because of geographical isolation, because of quality education, access, because of other factors that we can consider them. Everyone talk about online AI, but we should consider this. How we brace them up and fill the gap that increasing from high income to low income country in terms of net rate, not in education, employment, or training. Another perspective that I want to focus on, we see between skill of the country. Some role, some position are undereducated. Some positions are overeducated. In Asia or in the world, not only in Asia. For example, the position of clerk. Clerk require university degree to be the clerk. Kindergarten teacher require master or PhD degree to be the kindergarten or primary school teacher. Some country require, not required, but because of the competitive for well-paid job. This is the problem. How we can see the overeducated and undereducated. Sometimes in the government, they are manager, they are director, but the level of education lower than that. It means that undereducated, overeducated. How we can match together between under and overeducated? Number one. Number two, between skill. If you see your graduate every year, that the employment rate decrease, question your education system. What's the problem? Because of the raising, decreasing. If increase, much better. It means that you are right. Your education system are right. Should be enhanced. So question it. Another thing that some students graduated with, for example, with IT, but they enter the labor market to be the marketing office, marketing staff, to be the lawyer, for example, like that. So different skill that they graduate enter the labor market with different job. It means that we waste training time for them, even though the skill gap and skill mismatch still persists. It is a problem for that. Okay, because of time, I will not complete for 3 hours. I hope that it is enough for me. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. AI. Just kidding, Dr. I. Thank you so much for your insightful presentation. Can you remain on stage for a while? Because we are going to have a Q&A section. And we still have time for like 2 or 3 questions. And we would like to open the floor for the questions from the audience. And you can take the seat over here, Dr. AI, so you can save some energies to answer the challenging questions from the audience. Okay, so the audience, if you have any questions, just feel free to raise your hand. Yes. A microphone for Associate Professor Dr. Rasidon Bernakte.
Thank you very much, Dr. AI, for your presentation. I totally agree when you say that university is a research hub. Actually, it is really a huge research laboratory, particularly or more specifically, the graduate education or the graduate school where we are producing a number of researches. However, in reality, most of the researches produced not just in the university, more so in the graduate education, remains in the shelves of the library or in their digital repository system. They were not able to translate these researches in a more tangible, commerciable product. What is the gap? I understand you mentioned about industry partnership. However, I believe the problem remains the readiness of the industry to give certain level of trust to the university whether these researches are really commerciable or quality to be put in the market. So, being an expert in the field, what can you suggest to the, a number of graduate school officials here? What strategies can be implemented to make sure at least to improve the commercialization, if not utilization of the research produced in the university? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the question. I think it's a difficult question, and everyone sometimes know much better than me. Because you are the scholar, you are the professor for the field. According to the empirical study and some finding, we see there are a variety of research. Some research for informed decision for the government, some for policy formulation, and another one for publication and sharing. But as I told you, there are different perceptions between industry and university. Industry, they consider university apply and implement and have the basic research. That's the perception. Not apply and get the right target or what industry needs. Social research, basic research can be applied, can be transformed into product or prototype easily. This is one of the problems. Industry want to focus more on scientific research, applied research that can be easily translated. But university, you work closely with industry in order to get some funding, some project, some credit. Try to enhance what the perception of industry they can link and work together. Enhance, especially what particular industry need, you can know and build the capacity of our professor or student or graduate to fill the gap. For example, IT, that increasingly investing in IT sector with university. What kind of IT or digital skill that you can enhance and work and come up with the applied scientific? Is the perception of the, not my perception, but perception of empirical study. And other factor, I think you may know about this. Thank you.
Yeah, we still have time for only one last question. So maybe one hand. Yes, please.
Morning, sir. I am Junie Rosales from Polytechnic University of the Philippines. We've always considered alignment to several standards. And maybe you can give us an idea on how to harmonize these things. For example, looking at the perspective of the Sustainable Development Goals, and then how it cascades to, let's say, national policies that we have to follow in our own countries, and then challenged by industry needs that you have mentioned earlier, coupled with what we call an influence on culture and ideals and identity. So several factors now come into play. So, sir, how do we reconcile all of these things? Thank you.
Another difficult question. Sustainable framework, or we call holistic framework, to ensure that all stakeholders come in place, work collectively, especially from different perspectives, different contexts, Vietnam, China, Philippines, and other countries. For ASEAN, we try to come up with declaration, with the framework, with the action plan in order to come out with together. But the problem is the individual organization coming up with different regulations, different rules, which If we see ASEAN, we follow the standard. Standard can set like minimum standard that we can follow and cascade from the big umbrella and link to the national strategic plan of each country. But if we will not link some just a framework, just a declaration, just an action plan are in place on the paper but not implemented, especially translated. Our scholar, professor, can be translated this into the actionable activity, cooperation with the government, what we can merge down and link to the existing national framework of the country. If still not possess just policy, action, framework in place from ASEAN, how we can ensure that it's sustained? In order to ensure it's sustained, we can allocate resources, for example, internal resources. For example, one project, ODA project, that we got from advanced country, from NGO, after the project for 4 years or 5 years, everything all. How we talk about sustainability. In order to be sustained, especially the own government have to consider significant of the impact and result of the ODA project. If they know the importance, they can allocate at least 5% annually of the project. Not allocate from the budget, the government to be ready. Allocate from the government budget 5%, 10%, at least 5% of 1 year spend of the project. They back up gradually from year to year until 5 years that the project finish or end, and some projects allocated from the government budget can back up gradually, step by step, to ensure sustainability. This for the project. For the framework, as I told you, professor, scholar can translate all the action and strategy into actionable and work closely with the government. Sometimes, government as a policy maker, how we can enable them, influence them. We have research finding. We say that research for policy formulation, but some policy maker resist to integrate into existing. If they devise policy, no, I don't know what research finding. The professor role plays very important to translate and explain them what we can learn and benchmark from other countries like today that this event like EPCO organized here. I hope my answer can match your question. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Miss Dr. AI. Dr. I, thank you so much for your insightful section and answers. And thank you so much to the audience for your questions and engagement. So that's it for the first plenary section. We now move on to the second plenary section. Who's it gonna be? The second plenary speaker for today's program. Let's watch this.
Our next plenary speaker will discuss the topic from global
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce myself again. As you know, I'm Executive Director of EPCO, and I also have another 2 hats. The first one, I'm the Dean of the Graduate School of Burapha University. And another hat, I'm also working in the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand, or MESI, M-H-E-S-I, is the Minister of Higher Education in Thailand. I'm working in the board of International Standard Board in Ministry of Higher Education in Thailand. So that's my 2 hats, another 2 hats. And then I used to be a former assistant of the president of Burapha University 10 years ago. Last time I was that, my duty was submission the university ranking. Every year, I worked so hard to submit the paper to the university ranking because my former president always asked me to do everything, collect the data point, and submit. Every time I did it, and I know that it's very hard, it's very exhausted. Some ranking before, they tell you that it's free, but after that, they ask you to pay money if you want to be higher rank, something like that. It's waste your time. So now, I would like to tell you that I used to be the practice people who submit the data. And now I'm also the policy making of Ministry of Higher Education. And I know every step of the submission and also the policy maker. So I would like to talk to you today. I'm very honored to talk to you today because this story, I used to give a talk with Quezon City University last year. But last year I talked for 1 day, but today I have only 20 minutes, so it's very short. If you need more clearly and would like me to talk, please contact AppCore. And AppCore will bring me to talk to your university for sure. Okay? I will start my talk. Okay, today's message is quite simple, but very powerful. They have 3 rules. The first one, know your strength. The second one, choose the right mission. The third one, connect with local and global goals. We have 3 simple and powerful things that I would like to tell you today. 3 ideas will help us to navigate our university. So, have you ever heard this before, right? This is for QS. They say that if you are not in the table of ranking, you are not existed. What do you think about it? For me, now, from my perspective, it's true only 50%. Another 50% is not true. So you have to be careful. Now I work for ranking for 10 years, but I know now that it's 50% true. Don't go to believe 100% about it. Okay? The next one, this is the disease. It's go everywhere that many universities say that if you would like to get the money to go abroad, you have to choose the ranking university, something like that. But yeah, it's not true. Now it's not true. You have to value that university, not only the ranking, right? And it's also said by the former university council from what university you can see, the University of Cambridge. They have higher ranking, so they can say that, right? So it's very happy. But I would like to tell you that not go into the trap of university ranking. The trap set by history, university to dominate through ranking. Because you imagine, if you are very high quality or high ranking university, you are like a Harvard, Stanford, you well known already. You want to be up to others by using university ranking, so not go into the trap. So let's begin with the idea of knowing your strength, and allow me to illustrate with this story. Okay? This story, what if one day the rose wanted to win over the others and set the rules. Whoever is most desired on Valentine's Day wins. What would happen if the others flower agree to play along? If you are Jasmine, you're clever enough. No, wait for Thai Mother's Day. Because Thai Mother's Day, the jasmine is the symbolized for mother. So the kids, they give the flowers to mother. So wait for Thai Mother's Day. So Jasmine said. But if you are Lotus, you know Lotus, Thai is the country that we have a lot of Buddha. So we use lotus flower to give to the Buddha. So you know what I mean? Like a flower shop. Imagine if they play with the Valentine's Day, the rose will win. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. But in Thai Mother's Day, the jasmine, right? And also lotus flower is for Buddha. So, just like that, flowers are here to make the world beautiful, right? Flowers to make the world beautiful. But each flower is special, has its own rules. They have their own rules. So, just like that, each university has its own unique mission. You're not the same. Every university are not the same. So never compare value with others. So your university does not need to be everything to everyone. Okay? Not to be everything for everyone. Trying to compare yourself constantly to others may lead to confusion and even failure. Not compare. So, from my point of view, I work in the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovation, and in the board. And this board, we know the university ranking. I would like to tell you a short story of Thai University. Now, in Thailand, we have 155 universities in Thailand. There are in like a 26 autonomous university, 55 public higher education institutions, and 7 private higher education institutions and colleges. And we classify Thai university into 5 groups. Now, the ministry, they divide into 5 clusters to promote their distinct mission and strategic role. So let me introduce 5 groups. The first group is world-class research university. Imagine if the university is a world-class, you have a high productive research, and you have strong international. You'll be in this group. For example, in Thai University, Chula, as you know, Mahidol University, they belongs to the first group. So the second one, the second group, is the Technologies and Innovation University. You belong to the group number 2, right? So the group number 3 is Local Communities University, area-based and communities university. Right? To make your relational development and community engagement your level group number 3. My university, Burapha University, belongs to group number 2 because we produce a lot of technology. We have a lot of IP patents to help the industry. So we belongs to group number 2. We can decide what your university would like to belong to the group. And thing is that group number 4, ethical and moral religious. If, for example, in Thailand, the Buddhist university, something like that, you will be classified into group 4, right? Moral education. And also the last group, group number 5, skill and professionals group. For example, the medical university, things like that, will be put into this group. And in each group, they have their own mission, 5 missions. Imagine into this room, which group does universities belong to? If your university are in Thailand, what are you good at? Think about it, what you are good at. What does your region need for your university? And how can your research and graduates serve the society? Which one? What's your group? You can decide it. Okay, let's come back to the university ranking. Can you see on my slide, they have a lot of ranking. A lot of ranking, but each university ranking, they have different methodology. For example, US News. If your university have a lot of research production, for example, higher citation, higher quality about research, you can play with US News, right? US News. And also SciMarco, you know SciMarco? Because the methodology is only paper, number of paper and citation. You can play with that. But you can see QS and THE. QS and THE is very well known for international students. When they are going to choose the university that they are going to study, they choose QS and THE, these two, because the methodology is very complex. For example, teaching reputation, research reputation, citation, international outlook, something like that. They are very complex in a lot of parameters to measure QS and THE. So if you think that your university would like to attract the international student and you like the methodology, you can play with QS and THE. So, but if your university is just not like that, but you would like to be on the table. But if your university has a beautiful website, for example, you can play Weibo. Weibo is, look at the university website. Your university is beautiful and everyone can access your website. You can play with Weibo because the methodology is website beautiful. Look at that. But if your university has the professor that have Nobel Prize, you can play ARWU, that one, ARWU, because it's from Chiang Hai Kyoto University, they created. And the methodology is that you have the professor that have Nobel Prize. So if you don't have professor in your university that have Nobel Prize, don't play that, right? You will be suffer. So, but if your university is for regional area, right? You can play like a sustainability. You can use UI Green Metrics, Green University. You can choose what you want. But today, I would like to introduce you Times Higher Education University Ranking. In Times Higher Education University Ranking now, they have 3 things. The first one is for Japan. I'm not going to talk about Japan, but the 2 things is, the first one, don't confuse, THE World University Ranking. This is the first one. Remember, world is research. Another THE is THE Impact Ranking. THE Impact Ranking. So don't confuse between 2 because they have different methodology. THE World and THE Impact Ranking. THE World is for if university have a lot of production of research. For example, 1,000 for 5 years, you can play with that. Okay. Many people always confusing between these 2 things. THE World and THE Impact. Okay? THE World is since 2015 and TSE Impact 2019. Okay, if you would like to submit your data of your university, you can go into the email impact@time higher education if you would like to put the university ranking impact. So today, I would like to focus only TSE impact ranking. Okay? Because they are using SDG. SDG are powerful framework that helps to guide our mission. I think this ranking is suitable for Thailand. For Thai university, all cluster, all group of university can play with this ranking. Because it's amazing, because every group of university can join. How to play? You choose only 4 SDG to submit your data of your university to THE. Choose only 4 SDG. Don't choose 17 because otherwise you will be suffer to have the evidence. Choose only 4. 1, 2, 3, any other. But 4, you have to submit SDG 17. 17 number 17 is the must. You have to submit it. But another 3, anything that's suitable for your university, you can submission. Okay. For example, if your university have a lot of students from poor family, and you have the salary or free tuition fee for them, you can choose SDG 1 because your university is for poor people. Okay. But if your university have agricultural production of food, you have something like a food processing, a lot of things like this is very good. You can choose SDG 2. But if your university, like you have medicine, medical university, you can choose SDG 3 because it's good health and well-being. But SDG 4, I recommend that every institution, we can play with SDG 4 because we have free seminar, right? You have free seminar, you have free lecture, you have free library, you have free computer for community, something like that. You can play with SDG 4. Right? So choose the right one that your university would like to be. Choose the right SDG. Okay? It's good. The goals are not abstract. They are measurable and actionable. So we can track our progress through publication, through outreach activities, how well we align with our SDG. So we will know ourselves, which one, and we know our ranking in the world, how well that we did with each SDG in our university. And in this game, there have a lot of universities in the world. 6,700 universities are in this table. So you can know where are you, right? For example, QCU last year, AppCore helped them to submit it. And congratulations to QCU, they got ranking. And they know the position and they know how to move forward. Thank you for QCU. So, how to submit it? They have 2 sections. First one is research, and another one are activities. So the activity, you have to submit it. They will have question, but not so much question. They ask you that, do you have free sport services for the community? If they ask you like this, you have to play yes. If you say yes, you get 1 point. The first point. You say that you have free sport facility, you can get first point. But if you want to get second point, you send them details about, we have football fields for free, for the community can come anytime, 24 hours to play in our university. You say that, you get second point. But if you would like to get 3 points, you have the news and post it on your website. If you do the activity and put it on your own website, you will get 3 points. So you get 3 points already. It's easy, right? Just answer the question that Times Higher Education asked you about each SDG. Okay. They collect the data every year. So if, for example, next year they ask your activity the previous year, and you submit it. So if you would like to know more, you can search on Google, like Times Higher Education Impact Ranking Methodology. You can easily see, and you will see the methodology of THE. Okay. You know already, I don't want to go deeply in each SDG. So they have 5 groups of SDG. For example, I will only one SDG that I would like to show you today, SDG 3. Okay, in each SDG they have 100 points. 27 points, they are from research. So first, research, the gray one. If you have good health and well-being paper views, you will have 10%. If you have clinical citation is mean if you have your paper producing in your university and the hospital use the paper to be the patient, so you will get this point. The third one, good health and well-being publication. If you have it, you have 7 points. So 77 is from paper. You don't have to submit because they know automatically on the Scopus, in the Scopus. They can search it. You don't have to submit it. The 27% don't have to submit. And after that, you can see 34%. 34% you have to report the number of graduates that in health profession. For example, if you have to report the number, they ask you each year how many graduates that graduate from your school. You report that 10,000 people. Yeah, 10,000 people. And they also ask you how many students that in medical related or health professional. You say, oh, okay, we have 5,000. So they divide it and their proportion and they compete with other universities. It is thing. But the thing is that 38% in the yellow one is activity that you easily submit. For example, they ask you the current collaboration with health institution. Oh yeah, we have it. We have MOU. Your university has MOU. Yes, has MOU with health institution. You say that yes, you get 1 point. And if you have details to MOU with who, you get 2nd point. And if you have put it on your website and send them URL, you can get 3rd point. Okay, you get 3 points of number 1. So good, it's very easy. Number 2, health outreach program. Does your university has health outreach program? Just tell them only 1 program and you get 3 points. And then share sport facility. Does your university share sport facility? Yes, we have free football field. We have ping pong for free, something like that. Reported just only 1 piece. You get 3 points. Free sexual health care for students. Do you have that? I think some university has that. You have Facebook, right? You create new Facebook for sexual health care counselor for students, and you can get the point. easy, you get third point. And mental health support for staff and students. If you have that, you claim it, yeah, you help. If your university has smoke-free policy, if you tell them, yes, you have 1 point. If you say that you have detail, you have second point. If you put on website, you have 3 points. And if you have policy more than 5 years, you will get 4th point. This is the number 4 point. So we know that what's the methodology, and you can submit it. It's very easy, right? Don't think too much about university activity to serve SDG, because Hans Higher Education think for us already. They think for us already. So go back in the methodology book of THE. So you will know that university would like to be like that. They think for you already. Okay? So I would like to go as for Thailand. Okay, the last section, I would like to Thailand. What have we done? What's the result? So, Thailand in 2021, we have a lot of workshops in Thai University because we would like Thai University to have, to play with SDG ranking. I would like Thai University to be in the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking. So, we did a lot of activities in all year 2021. This is the Thailand map, right? Every university in Thailand, all part of Thailand, they place with SDG, and they are going into the Times Education Impact Ranking. And then you see the result. 2021, 25 universities are in ranking. But you can see 2022, we have 51, increased 2 times. Thai university are in the university ranking. So we are successful. And look at the number of universities that participating in 2021 and 2022. And you can see the result. We are number 1 in the world in SDG 5, gender equality. With Chiang Mai University. We did that in Thailand. And Chulalongkorn, in overall, Chulalongkorn University is number 16 in the world. And Chiang Mai University overall are in 70 in the world. So congratulations for Thai University, because all university that plays with it, 7,000 university, and we are number 1. So congratulations for Thailand in 2022. And compare with others. But in the final section, we were thinking that, yeah, the thing that the ministry did is good or not. And then we asked the student, we have the survey to students, how well we align with the SDG. So we asked the question to student university. Yeah, survey launched, and 4,000 students, they respond. And 1 in 3 students feel that volunteering and community service is the most beneficial activity for furthering their understanding of sustainability. We have a lot of results, but I don't want to go deeply, but I would like to say you that it's very successful. The thing that the ministry put the energy into the university, and it's reflect to the student, and they believe that SDG is worth for them. Okay, it's good for them. So go to the last one. Okay, let's go back into the today message again. The 3 things: know your strength, choose the right mission, and connect it with local and global goal. Global metrics are not destination. They are the compass, right? So you have to think your strength and finding what you are going to go. And also, please tell your president Because the president always, when they have dinner together, they always say, what is your ranking? What is your ranking? So please tell your president that, calm down, calm down. Ranking is not everything, okay? The thing is that we have to create the own value of university and choosing the right ranking. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jangyam, for sharing your valuable insights. And kindly stay on stage as we already have prepared a chair for you in preparation for the Q&A portion. See, Dr. Jangyam, your talk reminds us that real university development starts by knowing what we're good at, our strengths, picking the mission that fits, and tying it both to local needs and global goals. So I just realized that rankings might be loud, but true impact is rooted in purpose. It's like mission over position, right? So on that note, we are opening the floor for a short Q&A. So if you have questions, just raise your hand and our usher will come to you with a microphone. But in the interest of time, ladies and gentlemen, we will only be entertaining 2 to 3 questions. Yes? Yes, ma'am. First question.
Hello, thank you. Good afternoon, Professor Witawat Jangyam. Let me introduce myself. I'm Siti Insani from Polytechnic, Piksi, Ganesha, Indonesia. As you said before, Professor, we have to choose the right SDGs that fit in with our strength, our value. And because I'm from Polytechnic, that where our focus is more on applied science, technical education, and industry collaboration, in what ways can SDG ranking drive innovation, industry partnerships, and community engagement in Polytechnic development? Thank you, Professor.
Okay, so you asked me to choose the right SDG for you, right? Okay, so you have innovation with industry. So SDG 9 is suitable for you. SDG 9 is for infrastructure, and the methodologies are, you have the IP, you have knowledge transfer, you spend a lot of money for that. So SDG 9 is suitable for you. You must pray with that, and your strength is that. And SDG 17 is the must. And after that, look at the publication in your university, because 17 SDG, they count about research also. So look at yourself and which research area is good for you. And you have the people that work on that kind of research. For example, you have like Scopus, you know that. You can search the Scopus and you can say the profile of the instructor in your university, which SDG is directly part with that which SDG. For example, if the papers, a lot of like forest, so you can put it like SDG 15, something like that. Or life below. For my point of view, Burapha University, we have a big aquarium. So we have a lot of research about life below water. So we choose life below water because that aligns with our mission. So you think about which SDG that your university would like to go. Okay. I think
Okay,
I
thank
can
you for
answer.
your comprehensive answer, Professor Witawat Jangyam. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think the word there is alignment, right? So again, SDG 9 for infrastructure, and of course the SDG, which is a must, SDG 17. Thank you so much. Another question. Yes, sir. There you go.
Good morning, Dr. Witawat. I'm Leonard from Quezon City University, and I would like to ask, what can you say about the rankings being Scopus-centric?
Uh, Again, please.
What can you say about the rankings being Scopus-centric?
Scopus-centric. You
Yes.
mean the ranking in Scopus? Scopus ranking, right?
That they're
Not TSE, right?
The rankings being centered with or heavily rely on Scopus, like how rankings often depend mainly on the data from Scopus.
Okay. Okay. If I'm correct, you asked that how TSE will measure your research into Scopus, right?
Yes.
Something like that. Okay.
Yes.
So you don't need to submit your research to be ranked because TSE will automatically know that which SDG is your university good at, because when you publication, they will choose the right keyword. For example, you have cancer in that, you have mental health, you have COVID-19. So that paper belongs to SDG 3, good health and well-being. So TSE will automatically collaboration with Scopus, and they will know automatically which this paper belongs to SDG number 3, something like that. I think I answer your question.
Thank you, Dr. Top.
all right. Thank you so much
Okay.
for that question. Let's entertain one last question. Yes, sir.
Okay, so good morning. I'm Dr. Matias from University of Perpetual Health System. Regarding the SDG 4, okay, sir. So how can educational institutions practically align their academic programs, teaching strategies, and institutional policies with the specific targets of SDG 4, which is quality education? Especially in ensuring inclusive, equitable, and lifelong learning opportunities for all. Could you share examples or strategies in your country, which is Thailand, have been proven effective in translating this global goal into local educational practices?
Okay, so look at the methodology report that I told you. So look at in the Google THE impact ranking methodology and look at about SDG 4. In that, they have many methodology. For example, number of first generation that go into your university. So you have to do like a poll to ask that you are the first generation of students or not in your family. If your university have higher than that, you will get this ranking. And other than that, about the activity, I cannot remember all, but they have like you have library for free for everyone, or you have computer free, you have free seminar, you have free short online courses, you have free MOOCs, something like that. If you have that, you can send the evidence to them, and your university will be higher ranking about SDG number 4, something like that.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Janggyang, for sharing those practical mechanisms in your country. Okay, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our dear speaker, Dr. Witawat Janggyang. Thank you, sir. And now we move on to the final plenary session. To get to know our third plenary speaker, let's all watch this.
Our third plenary speaker is the Vice President of Regional Sustainability and Development. Here is Dr. Lee Tien Trang.
Please welcome on stage Dr. Lee Tian Trang.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank you, Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education, and APCOT, Asia Pacific Consortium of Researchers and Education, for giving me this great opportunity to present my topic. Before I'm going to my topic, I would like to invite some of you who hold the handheld hashtag. Can you raise your hand related to 17 Sustainable Development Goals? And may I invite you to come in front of the stage with your handheld hashtag, please. I prepared thank you, Associate Professor Victor Vast, for talking, sharing about 17 SDG, how you measure is for THE impact ranking. And now with my topic, I'm going a little bit into details as university level, how the university can contribute to SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. May I invite each of you can say what goals you are holding? Just use the microphone, please. Microphone, please. Can you say aloud us what the goal that you are holding? Yeah.
No poverty from Bicol University.
Oh, yeah. And you hold in the first goal, that's, what is it? No poverty, yeah.
No poverty.
Yeah. Next, please.
Zero hunger.
Yeah, thank you.
Good health and well-being.
Quality education.
Gender equality. Clean water and sanitation.
Affordable and clean energy.
Decent work and economic growth.
SDG 10, reduced inequalities.
Sustainable cities and communities.
Responsible consumption and production.
Climate action.
Life below water.
SDG 15, life on land.
SGD 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions.
I am holding SDG 17, partnership for the goals.
Okay, thank you very much for 17 SDG. Thank you. Okay, may I invite you to back to your seat, please. One more, the sixth one that you're missing. Can you say something? Yeah?
Sorry, I was at the restroom. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Now that I'm going to my presentation, just the role of UCT in driving regional sustainability and development. Just before going to the presentation, I would like to briefly introduce about whole tech education system in order you guys to know more about what we are doing in order to contribute to SDGs. Thus, we are whole tech education system. That in the system, that we have two UCT, Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology, with nearly 40,000 students, and we offering the engineering technology, business related, health science, languages, etc. And we have the order, university names, Ho Chi Minh City University of Economics and Finance, with nearly 17,000, and we offer business-related finance, economics, etc. And also beside us, we also have K-TEL, the Royal School, that's with nearly 2,500 K-TEL students. And today, I would like to share with you some important points related to SDG for Sustainable Development Goal, education for sustainable development, and intersection of role strategic priority for student success, and an overview of university contribution to SDG, as well as the SDG integration process and mapping exercise. I think that with the mapping exercise, you can know how far your university contribute to SDG based on your self-assessments. And the most important thing I would like to highlight here, we should remember the 8 UNESCO key competencies for sustainability, very important. In order we prepare our students related to sustainable for the industry. And next, how we design the learning outcomes align with key competencies for sustainable development goals. And the self-assessment tool I would like to introduce to you is free and accessible for everybody to do the self-assessment related to SDGs. And last but not least, that's the case study. That's how HUTEC UEF contribute to sustainability. I don't want to go in detail for the definition of sustainable development goals and education for sustainability. That I just took the definition from UNESCO, but I would like you to remember the 3 most important components that when talking about education for sustainable development, they will remember related to lifelong learning, and also the holistic and transformational education, which addresses learning content, outcomes, pedagogy, and the learning environment. Not just only the content in the curriculum that we integrate, but also we should pay attention on the teaching methodology and the learning outcome, what we expect the student to have related to the knowledge, the skill related to SDG. Yeah. And based on the current statistics from just World Economic Forum, that's, by 2030, we expect to have 20 million green jobs. You can just very huge amount, it's very big demand from industry related to green skill and driving to global shift to sustainability. And some other international statistics, they also told us now very sharp in reaching demands from industry on graduates who have knowledge and skills related to sustainability. But the supply from the university is still very limited. So that's what the university can do to contribute to sustainability. And education for sustainability, as you can see, there's the intersection of role strategic priorities for student success that we should think about as enterprise, entrepreneurship, international, also contribute to sustainability. At this moment, I'm implementing a project to enhance sustainability through internationalization. And also equity, diversity, and inclusion, students as partners, and civic engagement, health and well-being, employability, and in research and knowledge exchange. And that's how university can contribute, and in which areas the university can contribute to sustainability. That we all know already. We can contribute in research. We can track the research related to sustainability. We can provide the research platform for researcher, faculty members to do research exchange that's related to sustainability, etc., and even capacity building for research. And also in education, you can see the education for sustainability or mobilizing young people also contribute to sustainability in some ways. And external leadership and in operation and governance, I will go in detail a little bit later. I take a case study from my university. And the iteration process, I use this from Sustainable Development Solution Network. I think maybe you know this network. In this network, there are nearly 1,900 institutions to join the network. And recently, our institution, who take an UF, we become the member of this network. And the network, they also guides to iteration process. That's for first step process. That the first one we mapped what we are already doing. And the second one, we build capacity and ownership of the SDG. And the third one, we identify priorities, opportunities, and gaps. And next, we integrate, implement, embed SDG. And last but not least, we monitor, evaluate, and communicate. Communicate also very important. Yeah. And the mapping exercise that we can do in this way, we can do the desktop assessment, the review the data resources by manual assessment or assignment of activity related to SDG, or we can self-identification by asking the people to self-identify which SDG their activity align with. Or we can do the key work search related to SDG. And I think this is very important. We talk a lot about SDG, how and once we can prepare our students for the industry, in terms of knowledge, skill related to SDG. We should remember the key important competencies identified by UNESCO. Very important. The first one, that's system thinking competencies. The second one, anticipatory competencies. Critical thinking competency. Strategic competency. Collaborative competency. Integrated problem-solving competency. Self-awareness competency. And last one, normative competency. Very important. So to remember the 8 key competencies, and when we decide the learning outcome, we should pay attention. In order we provide students with knowledge, skill, attitude related to sustainability, we should pay attention in designing the learning outcome of the programs, the learning outcome of the courses. I just took some example. When we're talking about if we expect a student with system thinking competency, that we should decide the learning outcome in terms of knowledge, skill, and attitudes, values like this. And another example with anticipatory thinking competency, we also pay attention. And because of limited of time, I just introduced to use one, the sustainability evaluation tool for higher education institution. We can do the self-assessment. It's free, accessible for every institution. You can know how far you have gone with SDG. For example, before you going with THE impact ranking, like Dr. Vitavas introduced, you can do self-assessment. How far are you going with this SDG already? It's free, and you can go access to the website SET4 HEI, the website there, and you click on assessment catalog, and it's help you to direct it to campus, IESALC, and the last form. And you select contribution, which of 17 SDG we want to assess. And you answer each question. They are on compulsory. And for each four area in teaching, learning, in research, in engagement, in governance, and administration. And you submit the results. And you click on result immediately. You know how good you are with sustainability. And you download the result immediately. And this is the case study as my institutions at UTEC and UEF, how we contribute to sustainability. Based on the need, the demand, that we also decide the vision, mission related to SDG. And in the strategic planning, and in the strategic planning, in operation and governance, that we also have the good governance. And UTEC, we are very proud of achieving QS 5-star in good governance because we have reporting, transparency, the policy for sustainability. We have all the policy we have. And social impact that we have, we reach out to the social community. We give fund, charity. We also give scholarship and bursary, etc. And for environmental impact, we also have a policy, a series of policy related to sustainable investment policy, sustainable donation, climate change action, etc. We have policy. Everything comes from policy first. And diversity, equity, and inclusion, we are very proud of the achievement 5-star in this category as well, based on QS ratings. Because we have scholarship and bursaries for underrepresented groups of students, disabled support, student diversity, faculty gender ratio, and student gender ratio. We also calculate how many percentage of female, male, and the payment gap between female and male as well. We also track this percentage in order to have gender equality. And, sorry. Oh. Back. Sorry, so sorry. And in education, we're talking about the curriculum, very important. We integrate the two courses, roles, undergraduate degree programs, AI, applied AI, and sustainability in every undergraduate degree programs. And design thinking. Design thinking also very important to help the student develop skill, design thinking, problem solving, innovation. And you can see that not just only integrating the courses, but we also motivate faculty members to use, to apply interactive teaching methodology in order to prepare their students with knowledge and skill related to SDG. For example, project-based learning, problem-based learning, or work-based learning, or community-engaged learning, that's interactive teaching methodology, in order to prepare the student for the competencies based on the EA key competencies identified by UNESCO. And we also track the research related to SDG. There's some of the teaching methodology that we are using in. And for project design thinking, that we apply the module of Kawasaki Institute of Technology in Japan with 6 steps from investigate the problem, analyzing, investigating, and analyzing and the cause and come up with solution, etc. And in order to provide students with appropriate competencies related to SDG, we should to create a sustainable, constructive alignment. This means the alignment from the learning outcome that I just shared with you, from the teaching and learning for the new teaching methodology, and also the assessment. The assessment that we should think about the more formative assessment, based projects, based assignment to bring the real case, the real problem from the industry, from the community for the student to work on this. And you can see that education, sustainable development require a learning environment in which interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary learning facilitated, or learning inclusive, accessible for every student, or support policy for learning environment that I just shared with you, and co-extra activities or learning space on campus or outside the campuses. We also track sustainability in research. So you can see that ATUTEC covers 17 SDG, how many publications related to which SDG goal. And at UEF, we also track. And recently, last month, we very happy to launch one more journal. We have already one, and recently we launched one more new journal, materials and emerging technologies for sustainability, dedicated for sustainability. And last month, we also organized the second international conference on green solution and emerging technology for sustainability. And some photo about project design showcase from the student related to sustainability. Because we have the courses project designs across undergraduate degree programs. In the project design courses, we also integrate 17 SDG for the student to study. And this is the engineering showcase where we encourage multidisciplinary, cross-disciplinary. Thus, every year we organizing engineering showcase. For this last year, we had 237 projects from the students. And we also use community engaged learning, integrate in the courses as well. And even for student mobility around a year, we welcome about 10 big groups of students from different countries, from the US, from Germany, Netherlands, Malaysia, Singapore, etc. But we also integrate sustainability in student mobility program as well. Took an example. This happened last month. We have the Learning Express program that we welcome 30 students from Singapore Polytechnics, joined with our UTE 30 students. And together 60 students. We divided them into 3 groups and we send them to 3 communities. And they work together for 2 weeks. They went to the community to find their challenges, their problems. And they sit and work and come up with solutions. And they prototype. And they showcase and prototype their solution. This is the way that in every student mobility, we also think about sustainability. That's meaning that we would like to enhance sustainability through international collaboration, cooperation as well. And you can see that they prototype their products. And in order to do the Learning Express programs, every year, our faculty members, 5 of them, were invited by Singapore Polytechnic for the training in Singapore. They train how to use design thinking in their student mobilities. And some work-based learning also very important to bring the student to the real setting in the industry. Around the years, we organize 6-7 job fairs for the students. Thank you. Thank you. That's all about my presentation. And I would love to hear your questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Trang, for your engaging presentation. Another round of applause, please. And Dr. Trang, please remain on stage as the seat has already been prepared for you in anticipation of our Q&A portion. So Dr. Lee Tien Trang's talk highlighted the crucial role of universities in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals by aligning education with real-world impact. Her emphasis on key competencies and institutional self-assessments reminded us that true progress in sustainability starts with intentional learning and leadership in higher education. And on that note, we will entertain at least around 2 or 3 questions for Dr. Trang. Anyone from the audience? Yes, sir. Our first question.
Thank you, Dr. Trang, for presentation about the linkage between university and SDG. So what I would like to ask is, for UTE, which SDG are you focusing on, and what activities is your university have done to support those SDGs?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question. I think the most important SDG on our institution here that we focus first, the SDG for quality education. Quality education, that's the most important in 17 SDG. And the second one that you can see that's diversity, inclusion, also important because we want to reach out to more students to provide opportunity for more students, accessibility, inclusion, diversity, also important. And we also consider, as you can see, the student art partner also related to SDG. And another thing that you can see that climate change also important. We also need to design climate change action as well. And thinking about that whatever we do, think about the environmental impact. And one more thing that you can see that in higher education, we also thinking about gender equality. Also important, gender equality. And we also have project funded by British Council related to gender equality that we are implementing this project. Thus, we need to track the percentage of female leaders in the management, in the payment gaps between male and female. I think that some of the goals very important for higher education.
Yes, Dr. Tawisak? Will they be fine? All right. I think he's also asking if how does your university apply or... Sorry, again? Where's the microphone, please? Sorry. Just to...
activities.
Activities, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see that in order to cover the activity, even as I just said, as the student mobility, we also do related to sustainability. For governance, we decide the policy related to sustainability, operation, and curriculum related to sustainability. Not just only the courses, but also apply the new teaching, the interactive teaching methodologies to provide students with the key competence related to sustainability. That's comprehensive approach not just only separate activities, all the things related together in the ecosystem of the university. We should think about it, not just individual activity, because all of the activity interrelated, and it's also related to sustainability. If you look into details, you can find so many things that you can do related to sustainability.
All right. I think it's about empowering people to have collective efforts in attaining the sustainable goals in their university, set by their university, I think, if I got it correctly. So, yes, another question, please. One more question. Anyone? Yes, Miss Natalia.
Thank you so much for your speech and sharing the practice of your university. And can you share what's the mission and what's your goal? What do you see as the purpose of your work? Can you share this information, like the main mission of your university?
The main mission for the university, we also for educate the student, the graduate, for the community, that we also contribute to the community in terms of sustainability. We bring the knowledge to more people, and also the internationalization with sustainability. We also focus on as our in our mission does to educate the students and also empower them to contribute to the community. That some of the part of the mission that we also focus on the sustainability. Thank you, Natalia.
Yes. Yeah, so it's about educating the students
Yeah.
for community involvement and
Yeah.
contribution, and as well as internationalization.
Yeah,
All right.
and empower them to contribute to community
To the
in different ways.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
many things, and even research. Yes, we encourage faculty member doing research, also research related to SDG. And as the university, we have incentive for faculty members to do the research. Yes,
All right.
especially the related to SDG. So that's why we also tracking the number. And so that's why we just launched the new journal dedicated for sustainability immersion solutions.
All right. So, Ms. Natalia?
Can I
Okay,
just
thank you.
follow up a little bit about
All right.
incentive that
Incentive.
incentive. Yes, what incentive you give?
That's the incentive that's just for just take an example. That's for example, that's for Q1 publication. That's one publication. That's the faculty member may receive the maximum. That's 4,000 USD. Yes, very big number. I think that's in compared to some Asian country. Some other that you don't have such a huge amount of incentives.
All right. So around
And
four-
so that we also encourage international research collaboration. Because as we follow QS ratings and QS rankings as well.
All right. So around 4,000 US dollars. So if you wish to apply, I'm just kidding.
Okay, we
The
also
last
welcome
one.
you to become faculty member in our Hutech education system. Yeah.
All right, all right. I think for our last question, let's have Dr. Nisapatorn. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your very interesting and enthusiastic, talk that I can hear about this for this morning. Yeah. I think I'm very surprised to know that your university really generous, to give Q1 journal 4,000 US. That is, oh my God. I think we can get just only half of that only, for the Q1. I'm just thinking, I think I better move to your university.
Yeah, welcome. Warmly
can apply,
welcome.
okay? I think with my qualification and all those that I have so far, I think I should be able to accomplish your requirement of the university, right? Okay, just joking. Thank you very much. I think it's too generous, actually. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you. That's, as UEF, that's Ho Chi Minh City University of Economics and Finance, that we also welcome international faculty members. Yeah, we are very flexible and open to welcome international faculty members. If you are interested in, you can apply. Because at UEF, we deliver 50% of the courses delivered in English. Yeah, so that's why we need a lot of international faculty members.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Trang and Dr. Nisa Patorn. Don't worry, we will follow you. Just kidding. Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our plenary sessions. So let's give our very able speakers a round of applause, please. There you go. And again, with me now is my partner, Miss Sung, right? Okay, so at this point, may we call on stage again our dear speakers, Dr. Dr. Jangyam and Dr. Trang, for the presentation of plaques. All right, and we would also like to call on APCOR officials, Dr. Jailani bin Modnor, Dr. Nisa Patorn, to award the plaques of appreciation to our speakers. And also, we have...
And also from Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education side, we would also like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Vũ Văn Phong and Associate Professor Dr. Lê Minh Nhật from the Office of Science and Technology to join the APCOR officials to award the plaques of appreciation to our plenary speakers.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, once again, let's call on our dear speakers, Dr. Song Hyang Ai, Dr. Witawat Jangyam, and Dr. Trang on stage. Okay, so let me read to you the content of the certificate of a plaque of appreciation rather. So certificate of recognition is awarded to Dr. Song Hyang Ai, Center Director, Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization Regional Center for Technical Education Development, Kingdom of Cambodia, for his inspiring leadership as plenary speaker, sharing transformative ideas that fostered new understanding and collaboration during the Asian Graduate Studies Summit 2025 with the theme Bridging Knowledge to Action, Transformative Graduate Education and Research for a Sustainable Asia. We would like also to call on stage Dr. Residon P. Bernarte to join, please. Thank you. Held on the 21st to 23rd of May 2025 at the Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Given this 22nd day of May 2025, signed by President Associate Professor Dr. Lee Hyuk-yang and Chairman APCOR Professor Ear Dr. Mod Jailani bin Modnor. Same certificate is awarded to Associate Professor Dr. Witawat Jangyam, Dean Graduate School of Borapa University, and also to Dr. Lee Tien Trang, the Vice President, UTEC University of Technology, Vietnam.
Once again, our heartfelt thanks to our amazing speaker, Dr. AI, Dr. Chen Chem, and Dr. Chang. And can you all remain on stage?
Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please remain on stage? So we are going to have lunch break, but before that, we think this is the perfect time for us to take a group photo with all the officials and the speakers. So the speakers and officials from APCOR, can you remain on stage, please?
We will have our group photo opportunity.
Okay,
The grand photo opportunity.
So that is why we would like now to invite everyone in the conference hall to come up on stage and join us in the big grand photo to memorize all the beautiful faces that are attending the A-Class 2025.
Okay, so here's the thing. The APCOR officials, the Ho Chi Minh officials, and the speakers and partner universities, head of the partner universities of APCOR, of this conference will stay on stage, all right? And then the rest of the participants will stay downstairs, yeah? And we have our ushers to assist you, okay? Again, may we call on the APCOR officials, the Ho Chi Minh University officials, our conference speakers, and the the partner institutions, the head of the partner institutions and organizations on stage, while the rest of the participants will stay downstairs.
Yeah, that's correct. And I could see that Dr. Bernacte, can you join the stage with all the officials from APCOR and the partners from other universities? Mr. D, you know what the younger generation usually say?
Wow, can you see that, Miss Sol? It's jam-packed, and of course, this is our grand photo opportunity for this year's A-Grass 2025.
And yes, right, we are still welcoming more people to join us in this group photo. Photographers, can you help us a little bit to adjust the position of the participants so that we make sure everyone is shown on the photo?
So give your best smiles, everyone. All right, everybody, now we have also a video. So we will say, I love A-Grass first, and then the second one would be, thank you, APCOR. So the first one, I love A-Grass with finger heart. Can we do the finger heart, everyone?
Yeah.
There.
So finger heart.
Okay, so let's
Ladies
just wait
and
for the
gentlemen.
videographer if he's...
So on your couch, Mr. D, on your couch.
Are we ready? Oh. Okay, so they're still fixing the tables and all for a better angle. Yes. All right. Okay, ready? Smile, everyone. Okay. One more time. Yes. Maybe request the photographers to give us the signal if they're done with the photo opportunity. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So our official photographer, give your best smiles, everyone. All right, the video now. All right, now let's proceed. Sorry. Okay, now for the video. The first one is with the finger heart. I love A-Grass. I love A-Grass 2025. I love A-Grass only, sorry. All right, are you ready, everyone? I love A-Grass.